Okay, well, welcome back, everybody. This is Dean, and wanted to give you a little update on what's going on in Brooklyn and with our project. Uh, First, just as a general comment about the market itself, it feels like the market has, if you will, bottomed out. The worst is behind us, is maybe a more positive way of thinking about it. Everybody we're talking to, from our peers, brokers, sold deals, it looks like all the assumptions that we made about the market, the inherent strength in the market, feel right. And quite honestly, if the economy continues to improve, even if it is little bits at a time, and stalled projects work their way through being stalled to getting back into the market, but not in a rush and not at distressed prices, I think that we'll end up in an enviable position, in a good position with a good product. Some of those stalled projects have actually come back into the market, or at least are now, I should say, are now active again. Some of them are going to come back as rentals. Some will ultimately come back as condos. But the ones that have come back as condos have come back at good market prices. They're not being dumped, if you will. So that's good. It gives an inherent strength, a floor to the market, and as that works its way through, the strength and the health of the market become more apparent. So specifically about our project, 174 Jackson Street. If you haven't watched a different or previous blogs, you may not know that what we needed to do is to underpin and shore an adjacent property. For those of you who don't know, what that simply means is sometimes when you're digging a foundation, there's a risk that you can weaken the adjacent property and its foundation. And so what they do is engineers that work specifically on this type of work, they create a plan that creates a really wide foundation in specific places that goes underneath the adjacent property. So it's really fat, and in fact, you lose square footage on our project, but you underpin and shore up the adjacent property, so you're giving it strength as well. So it's a very specific kind of niche work that needs to get done and designed right, and the right kind of people to perform that work. We were aware that the likelihood was that we would have to underpin at least one, if not both, of the adjacent properties. It turns out we only have to underpin one of them, but we have to do more underpinning than we probably thought we would have to do. But that plan was approved, and we're moving forward in getting that done. And then we'll get some real momentum now that the weather is good, and that part of the process is behind us. Looking forward, we've been moving forward on some things like our lighting plan. It's kind of interesting, the lighting plan. It causes you to look around your own house and really think about how you live in these units based on the floor plans. So it's a kind of creative process, but it is fun and interesting to try to figure out exactly where the lights need to be and the kind of effect you want to create with lights. And if you've ever worked like in this conference room with fluorescent lights, and then you've walked into a restaurant that has really great lighting, you know the two extremes of the impact that lighting can have. I mean, it can really change an environment, and so that's something that's pretty exciting to think about and to create a feeling with the lights, and of course, obviously, have lighting that is just functional, besides looking good and creating a plan. So creating a feeling. The other thing is windows. One of the things that makes an apartment great is a lot of light and air. And the project, what we want to do with the windows, which are going to be big, is to create a lot of light and air and to evoke a certain kind of feeling, that you saw these windows in the big old warehouse buildings of the late 1800s, lofts downtown. You see a lot of that. We've seen some instances where new construction was done and they tried to use these kind of old style windows, but they fell short. So we're trying to find this unique combination of very modern, efficient, effective windows, but that have the look and feel and the authenticity of older windows. And so that's a search, we're going to continue until we get it absolutely right and exactly what we're looking for. We've been talking, as I said, to a lot of our peers, but also to brokers, and getting a lot of creative ideas, some great feedback, besides just numbers, about how to refine the floor plans, how to make them a little bit better, push and pull a little bit here. People want this or want that. One of the things we keep hearing a lot from my partners and I is that, it's great that we're open to hearing everybody's feedback. And, at the end of the day, that's really what this is about. Yeah, we have a vision, but we're not egomaniacs. We have an idea of what we want to create, but we also recognize that there are people who have some great ideas and some great feedback. And in the end, we're going to be selling these units. We're building it, as I think I've said before, as if we were going to live there ourselves. We're building forever. We're building to create and to continue a reputation that our families have been working on for literally for decades and decades. And so it's our intention to deliver a product that's exceptionally well built, that is an incredibly well designed building, and then to do it at a price that really is fair. And so that's our expectation, that's our hope, that's our goal, that's what we're going to do. And every part of the process we're enjoying. And in the end, the satisfaction will really come from people coming into these units, moving in there and loving the units, loving where they live, feeling like they got a great value, and hopefully living there for many years, and getting a great return on the investment that they're going to make in their home. So I'll check back as things develop and continue to keep updating with these blogs. So thanks for listening, and tune in again.